So, annual mentor. Have you heard what annual mentor is? There's two awards that we can get a year: annual mentor and annual sales. All right. So, annual sales is $30,000 in PRV between May and between May and the end of April. So, annual mentor is 14 or more certified consultants in the same time frame. So it would be between May 1st and April, the end of April, the last day of April. And for annual sales, you get a $1,000 bonus. For annual mentor, you get $25 for each certified consultant. If they hit lead, then you get $50 for them. So, hey Jules, how are you? Hey Lisa, hey Patsy, Kayla. So I earned it last year. I didn't earn it this year because I didn't have my eye on the prize. So a little bit about myself, and it'll be short and sweet. I joined in 2017 in May, so I joined at the perfect time to earn annual sales or any of the awards, which I didn't even know existed. I did not look at my consultant handbook. I didn't really do any of the trainings. I just went on YouTube and looked at some videos because I didn't want to do this. I just wanted to save money for myself. Then I started to get involved in some of the groups. The TPS group was awesome. There was a Marco Polo group, and that's how we really got to know each other. And I started to think about, like, what could I make out of this? And then I started thinking, how am I going to get to $1,000 in sales? So I had my first party. It was one of my friends who I ended up joining last year. So it took her 3 years to join. So don't ever give up on someone. It was one of my best friends. Her party was $1,800 in PRV. So that was my first party. I didn't even know how anything worked. I didn't know how the diffuser worked. I didn't know what a diffuser was. So if I can do that, believe me, you can do it just with a little bit of training. Oh, yes. I love this shirt. So the reason why I said that is because I did not want to get any of these awards. I'm like, well, whatever, you know. I didn't think I could do it. You can do it. For annual mentor, you need 14 in a year. So all you need to do is recruit 14 people and help them run their business, and you can make annual mentor. But in the meanwhile, you're doing this, you can also be earning an incentive. And that's the reason why I had my eye on the prize, because I wanted to get to Amsterdam, and I earned the top 13 for Amsterdam. We ended up not being able to go because of COVID or whatever, but they gave us a generous payout, which really helped at the time because I lost my other job that I was doing. So how do I recruit? If you are here, if you're one of my downline, you know that I have not had a recruiting conversation with you. I don't have recruiting conversations. I never bring up the opportunity to people. The only time I bring it up is if I'm doing a party for you, or if you are closing out your party link and I say, hey, listen, you know, I really feel bad that you're missing out on this money. Like, I don't tell them, oh, well, why don't you start your own business? No. And if you do that, that's fine. It's just not like my style. It's not what I do. I tell them, like, you know, I really feel bad that you're missing out on this money. You know, you would make X amount, plus you would get all these half off and free things as well. I've had a couple of, last year, I think I flipped maybe 20-something parties that way, and they've ended up becoming consultants. So when you do it that way, you kind of have control on how this is going to work, because you work the party the best you can. You close out the party whenever you get the sales that the host needs to get to Shooting Star, get to certified, or whatever. Sorry, let me turn this off. So, sorry, I just lost my spot now. I'm in a different group, and they're messaging. I just put mute on it. So, yes, have a party. Flip your parties. Don't be afraid to give away your best customer. Don't be afraid to give the PRV away, because you're going to end up, what if you end up recruiting a rock star that recruits 100 people? Then you're going to have that residual income, and the income that you were going to get like just from your own PRV, then that can continue for years and years on. So if you think about it differently, then you approach it differently. So some of the other things, so it's attraction. That's what I use. I use attraction. Whenever I go somewhere, I post. Whenever I buy something, I post. Whenever I'm traveling and I'm working my business, I post something. I always have my iPad. I always have my MacBook. And like, I went to Niagara Falls. I went to Niagara Falls when we had the first Jack launch, and we were staying at a hotel there. And I literally told my husband, I'm like, listen, we are not going, because we were going to Toronto that day and it was raining anyway. So I said, we're not leaving until I put these orders in. So what did I do? We had a beautiful room, Falls view right there. I put my laptop and I put my iPad. I think I think I had 2 laptops at the time. I put my 2 laptops there, and I said, getting ready to work my business, and the falls are in the background. So we ended up going there on like miles. Like, we didn't pay for the flights at all. The hotel, we split it. So yes, I didn't use SCetnsy money to pay for that, or I used some SCetnsy money to pay for that, but I'm showing people how you can run your business from anywhere. You could run your business from your car. You could run it from, like right now, one of my downlines at their kids' karate classes or whatever. You can run your business that way. So I really suggest that you show what you're doing and show how easy it is to run your business. So that's how some people come to me. The other one is like if I'm paying some bills. So I paid off my student loans. I wouldn't have been able to pay off my student loans if it wasn't for SCetnsy. Travel. I've been to countless places that I wouldn't have been to if it wasn't for me being a SCetnsy consultant. I went to Europe. I went to Seattle, Texas, California, Florida. Florida really doesn't count, but Florida, Baltimore, Boston, all these places. Don't be afraid to tell people, oh, this is what SCetnsy life looks like. And if you get a trip, if you earn a trip, then you make sure you post 1 million pictures. Because my biggest recruiting seasons are whenever I come back from an incentive trip, or whenever I come back from a retreat or a conference or whatever. So that goes into how SCetnsy is making your life better. So if you are a parent, SCetnsy can make your life better by that you are able to be home with your children. For me, that don't work for me. I don't have any kids, and if I did have kids, I wouldn't want to be home. I'm not a big fan of them. But whatever works for you. Like if I take my dog to the park, I will take a picture of her and be like, this is because I don't have to go into work somewhere. You know, I could work while she's running around the park. Whatever. You can do the same thing with your kids. I posted something earlier about someone in this organization I belong to, and their first thing that they put was, hey Andrea, the first thing that they put in there wasn't like my career in healthcare that I've been doing since I was 18. They put that I am a SCetnsy consultant that is award winning. So again, when you get an award, which this is the annual mentor award, look at how gorgeous this is. When you get an award, you make sure that you post that. You post that, brag on yourself. There's nothing wrong with bragging on yourself when you worked hard to do something. So if you get sensational star, if you get shooting star, shoot, even if you get active on the first day of the month, why not post that? And show people that this is how SCetnsy is making your life better. And this is your life now with being a SCetnsy consultant. So, got that. Yes, publicly how you work your business and brand yourself. So, Anne-Marie's talking about the shirt. This is one of our good friends who passed away, who was in this group. This is how I met him, and most of us met him from this group. When you brand yourself, so when I brand myself, I want people, when they think of me, they think of home fragrance. When they think of me, I want them to think of, oh, you know, that's the guy who is in direct sales, MLM, a pyramid scheme, and he's really making it work. So, that's in their head. I don't want people thinking of pyramid schemes or SCetnsy, but that's in their head. And when somebody comes along and they're like, oh, you know, I really love SCetnsy. So this happened to me before. Actually, Christina Yonkers, I'm sure some of you know her. Her mother sent me someone when my first month of being a consultant, and I didn't even know what the hell I was doing. Her mom sent someone to me that's still my consultant 4 years later. So when you brand yourself, and that was me the first month not knowing what the hell I was doing. I didn't know anything I was doing, nothing. I was so out of compliance with everything I did. But I branded myself and I started early, so when people think of SCetnsy, they think of me. I have a story about, I did an event out all the way out in Riverhead. It's all the way maybe 70 miles from here or something. And I'm from out there, not Riverhead, but I'm from Long Island, Suffolk County. So I set up, we have this beautiful spot. It took us 3 hours to set up. They're big. So I'm on one side, my sister-in-law, my brother's on another side, and I think my cousin or something was with me, whatever. So it was slow. So I'm sitting down and I'm putting samples, whatever, I'm doing something. And yes, bless your whole life. And I see somebody walking by and they're like, SCetnsy. And I hear them, I didn't see them, I heard them, and it was a woman, and she's like, you know, Rob Vitale does SCetnsy. I'm gonna call him, I need to get wax. And I look over and I'm like, hey girl. It was a girl I used to go to high school with. See, that's what I want. That's my goal, that I want people to see home fragrance, they see candles, to see SCetnsy, even if it's not SCetnsy, if it's other companies, whatever. And I want them to think of me. I want my people to look at a candle and to think twice before buying that candle and think of me, okay? I'm not even joking. So that's pretty much how I recruit. I never had the drawing conversation. I never had it. I never approached someone. I don't suggest everyone does that, but that's just how it works for me. And there are some of my downline on here, so you guys could vouch for that. This is how I do it. This is how I do it. I'm sure you can see my posts and stuff like that. But this is it for me. I'm not going to change. I'm not going to fix something that's not broken. And this is the way I'm going to continue to do it. So, are there any questions? I'm going to show you the awards. That's right. I just took it down because we actually put them up here. So those are the annual sales. And this is the annual mentor, which is really cool. And one of the other things I love about this is getting the little ribbon at reunion. So this is the, let me turn this down. That's the annual mentor trophy. And SCetnsy sends this also, they also send the frame. Thank you. I won't ever change. So things have been a little slower since I don't do events. Again, I had someone join right there, and she was like, you know, my best friend sells SCetnsy, but I don't think she's that serious about it like you are. And she joined right there. And her best friend has been doing SCetnsy for like 5 years or something. So sell yourself, build relationships. Don't cold message people. Oh my God, I can't stand when somebody messages me, hey, you should join my team, I think you're great. 4 years. And a money prize. Yeah, you get, so this one I got 450 because I think I did 16 that year. So it's 450 for that. And then 1,000 for the annual sales. Annual sales I am going to get every year. That's not going to be even a question for me because annual sales come in June. So next month I'm going to be getting a $1,000 bonus. And you're going to see I'm going to post about it. And that pays for whatever trip I'm taking that I earn. Not if I earn, whatever trip I earn, that's going to pay for the expenses. So, okay, I'm going to stop this because I don't want this to be too long. I know people don't like to watch long videos. And if anybody has any questions, just comment down below. If you have any suggestions, comment down below. And if this doesn't work for you, don't do it. Look for someone, look for some other inspiration. Look for someone else who is more, that you connect with more. Okay, so I hope everybody has a great night, and I will talk to you guys soon.